are amazing. They are wonderful. And I just worked with the First Lady with the Let's Move initiative, and it was so beautiful how much
she's
passion.
a remarkable woman.
She is.
We can see there's that. We've heard all about this. The swing set.
There's the swing set.
Really? How often were they on it? Did they use it a lot?
They come out here during the weekends and hang out.
Did you ever swing?
No.
No.
You're listening to the Laura Ingraham Show, 800-876-412 musings from our Hollywood celebrity friends, Oprah and Beyonce, about the First Lady, and Oprah doing yet another, wonderful series of profiles on the Obama swing set. This before Christmas of last year. And before that, of course, Will Smith interviewing the president before the Olympic bid. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, although Matt Damon, I think, is cooled a little bit to the president. But there's pretty much nothing Obama could do to offend the base of Hollywood leftists who want him reelected, to the extent that they are among the top bundlers, meaning the top campaign fundraisers for this president in this new election. Here to give us his perspective on this is Andrew Breitbart. Of course, BigGovernment.com, BigHollywood.com, Breitbart TV, Breitbart.com, and, basically every site on the Internet he owns.
I almost got a SAG card last Friday.
What does that mean? No one knows what SAG means across the country.
Screen Actors Guild. I was asked by Aaron Sorkin to star in the pilot of his new TV show, and next thing you know, I was supposed to be debating Chris Matthews in the first scene.
They asked me first, buddy. I said no.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
They did.
Oh, great. Well, anyway, I'm glad to hear that because my disappointments are mounting now. Look, I'm from Los Angeles, and I can be a critic of Hollywood all I want, but the second Aaron Sorkin, who I've been a critic of, asked me.
Oh, did you salivate?
I felt like
okay,
I'm going to be an actor. I'm going to be popular. I'm going to be going to the supermarket. They're going to take pictures of me and say, stars, they're just like us. So I'm incredibly shallow. And
what happened? They saw you and they decided no?
Chris Matthews pulled out. MSNBC said they would not be party to this, and so they rewrote it to have actual actors playing our roles.
Gosh, MSNBC has some integrity? That can't be. That must be. Are you sure you're reporting that right to us?
Maybe I'm not, but I certainly remember getting the rejection email.
Oh, no, I was getting all these emails from the Aaron Sorkin deputy.
Now I feel like I just found out that my girlfriend.
Yeah, you were like the third person who, let's talk about this fundraising in Hollywood for Obama. I mean, it really is incredible. The California economy is in ruin, and you can't just blame liberal former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger for that. But the country's economy is in a mess.
Oh, it's been bad.
Yeah, but Hollywood keeps turning out to raise all this cash. They're having a huge fundraiser set for the next 3 months here for him. He's coming out again, I guess, in about a month. Geffen, Spielberg, Tim Robbins, the usual suspects.
But here's what I can tell you. If you had asked me this 7 years ago, I didn't know this dynamic. It's pretty obvious if you think about it. But they get phone calls. The actors and the directors and the writers get phone calls from people like David Geffen and Jeffrey Katzenberg. Because I now know so many conservatives in this town, they call me up. They're mostly in the closet, and they say, I got the phone call. And when you get a phone call from David Geffen and Katzenberg, it's a form of intimidation. It's a form of extortion. And if you say no to it, it's akin to saying you're a right-wing nuthead. So a lot of right-wingers give money to Barack Obama because their bosses ask them to. It's a form of soft extortion.
So, in other words, when people who are among cast members of shows, for instance. Let's say you're in a popular hit television show, and the producers are liberal. It's kind of like, I bet, in a law firm in a way where, some of the lead partners are raising money. Oh, just kick some money over to X candidate. But in Hollywood's case, it's not really a diverse, group of donations. It is all directed, for the most part, toward the left.
Expected. 20 years ago, if you were to talk about what the celebrity culture was like here, and movies are constantly made by narcissists about their what they do for a living, the number one thing that you had to do in order to get a job usually was conveyed in the casting couch. But over the last 20 years, it's now the political couch. It's the political party. Whether it be an actual candidate, Matt Damon had to cancel an Anthony Weiner party. What is he doing throwing a party for Anthony Weiner, okay, in the first place? These people have, and so then they invite their friends. So Matt Damon says, I'm going to throw a party for Anthony Weiner. Who are we going to bring to the Anthony Weiner party? And then he brings...
Bring your camera.
Right. And so he now has an obligation to fill the room with A-list people, because do you think Matt Damon wants...
It's going to make him look bad, right, if people don't show up.
And so it's the culture for the last 25 years has been built around politics and not the casting couch. I want to bring this town back to heroin and sleeping with each other in order to climb to the top. That is my goal.
Oh, I think people across the country might not realize you're
I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah, okay.
But it was a better...
Turn the show off now,
I'm
Andrew,
sorry,
which is not what we want.
I'm sorry, I'm being sarcastic. It's L.A. sarcasm.
Yeah, so, Andrew, here's what we know now about the Church of Obama, that he has set up Organizing for America campaign workers. I mean, but his minions. We found out in Las Vegas yesterday, where we came from, that we talked to a bunch of police officers who happen to be my friends there, former homicide detectives, now in counterterrorism there, and just other people who used to work for the police force, very connected. And they said that these Organizing for America people are all over the laundromats, check cashing stations. Where else, Raymond? Dollar stores, and, to get people who are kind of down on their luck, low-income people, to sign up to vote for Obama. So this is how they're trolling for voter registrations and new, I guess, acorn-like, campaign workers who are going to themselves be, sent out, fanning out to sign people up for this president, I guess, because they want to keep the money flowing, money to the programs, money to the, to all the underprivileged programs out there.
Yeah, you're talking about Las Vegas. The last time I went to Las Vegas, Organizing for America was organizing a rally against the Tea Party, and that, we found on camera the head of the Democratic Party, the field coordinator for the Democratic Party. His name is Brian DiMarzio. Hi, Brian. You were on tape organizing the IBEW Local 357, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 357. You were organizing them to throw eggs at the Tea Party that was going through Searchlight, Nevada. The coordination between Obama, the Democratic Party, and the unions to act as thugs to protest the protesters. Could you imagine during the Bush years if there were anti-war rallies, and standing next to the anti-war rallies were George Bush minions and the Republican Party throwing projectiles? These people are thugs through and through.
It's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. I don't know what's worse, the pornographers passing out those little business cards with the hot girls' photos on them that end up on the sidewalk in L.A. For the sex clubs. I don't know if that's worse, or the Organizing for America people signing up. It's all pimping and prostituting.
Well, look, there was another rally that I went to in Chicago, Right Nation, where I was supposed to speak, and Glenn Beck was supposed to, and where we spoke. Yeah. And Organizing for America organized it, and the SEIU was there, and they were chanting, "Stop the hate, stop the hate." It was an anti-hate rally, and I walked up to them and I said, "What?"
We did this on the show.
I understand that you did it on the show, and I'm saying this is Organizing for America, organizing against our protests, and they were saying, "Stop the hate."
Well, they have a right to. I mean, we're not saying they don't have a right to.
Well, they have a right to, but in the middle of chanting "Stop the hate," Sue Walton of the Democratic Party, we caught her on tape, says, "I think he's gay." This is during a Stop the Hate rally.
That you're gay?
Yeah, that's what she. This was during the middle of.
Wow, you're more interested.
This was in the middle of their Stop the Hate rally, and I said, "Why did you say that?"
That sounds like
a person standing next to her said, "Because the way you talk." These people are not. These people are not
there. I think
there.
the whole country's lost.
But they're
now.
not.
The story is confusing. But you know what I mean? Like
a Stop the Hate rally
But you're saying, okay, I'm a simple person, so you have to simply lay out. So you're saying they're claiming to be these open-minded, progressive, kind people,
yes,
and yet they will demonize. And they
started calling me gay during their Stop the Hate rally, and it was organized by Organizing for America. And I'm telling you that when you see the protests out there, they're organized by Organizing for America, and they throw eggs. They're violent.
Right.
They call you homosexual.
Yeah, and when they call you gay, they're saying it in a pejorative kind of.
And
well,
now
we're the gay people to
and
support
now let's
you.
tie to what you were talking about. They are down. They're down to the nitty gritty now, where they're going down to the laundromats and they're begging people to go out there to protest on behalf.
Is that a good sign? Because what you're describing were the desperation tactics of the left, and that core of the Obama campaign, which was this emotional pull in Organizing for America. That was his. Just so people remember, it was his political operation. It's in business. It still moves, right?
But now it's desperation.
Right.
3 years ago, it was good-looking college kids who were delusional. Now those kids try and get them to go to a protest on his behalf, or on it. They are now down to David Geffen begging conservative actors to come to give $10,000 that they don't even want to give, and going to laundromats to try and find derelicts to show up.
Now, do you think that California, is there any chance that a Republican can win in California in this political climate? Even with the economy at 17.2% now, real unemployment, because you can factor the underemployment and people who've given up looking for work, the figure is way higher than, obviously, we know, 9.2%. Do you think there's any chance of a Republican winning this state?
I think Janice Hahn just won in a special election. The video was able to show that she was giving money to gang members. I don't think that you can. I think it's so bad here, and it's not going to get better until it gets worse. The Republican Party is not the best organized party in the world out here, so I don't think so. It's just tragic. When I went to college 25 years ago, because I was from California, people liked me more, especially the ladies. Now it's a point of embarrassment, and you have to apologize for the place.
Do you think someone was talking in L.A. about the fact that now the South, some people are like talking secession, that there could be a South-North divided state. Do you ever see that happening in the future? Or no?
Well, I'm from Southern California, where there's there's no such thing as water down here. So we would have to create some type of a treaty with Northern California for water.
No possibility. Now, tell us about Carmageddon. Now, for all of you who weren't following this, everyone thought L.A. was going to cease to exist when there was work done on the famed 405 interstate freeway for 48 hours. They were working on the thing. They had to shut the whole thing down, and people, what am I going to do? It turns out, from what I can tell, people actually had a good time.
Well, to Angelinos like me, we knew that it was going to be great, because in 1984, when the Olympics were here, it was one of the great free-flowing weekends where the actual people who live in West Los Angeles, like me, it was like, wow, you could get from downtown L.A. to Westwood in 5 minutes. So this weekend was phenomenally fun, and we had parties throughout the entire weekend.
People were together.
Yeah, people were
together.
Right, without having a tragedy like a snowstorm or an earthquake.
Nice.
People found each other this weekend. They're like, well, I guess I'm not going to go out of town this weekend. It was fantastic.
We're going to take a break. Andrew's going to stay with us. Breitbart in the house here in Los Angeles. Of the I Zing tour continues. The underlying message in a very hilarious book is simplify your life. You'll be a lot happier. Fewer things. And yes, I'll tell you a little bit more about that robbery. Oh, it's not officially a robbery, obviously. It's a theft at Newark Airport. And what that made me think at the time and how I've thought about it since. We'll talk about that on the Laura Ingraham Show. Stay with us.
Tell me why you like Obama. He ain't no kid.
Barack Obama as a person is a fantastic individual, but Barack Obama as an idea marks an evolutionary flashpoint for humanity.
Thank you so much.
The Laura Ingraham Show.
Why you like Obama?
Why you like Obama?
Ain't no kid. Lord have mercy. Tell me why you like Obama.
Take my license and all that jive. I can't drive 55.
Back on the Laura Ingraham Show. Breitbart is in the house here in Los Angeles. We never come here without seeing him, and he Well, is a good friend. So Breitbart TV and Big Hollywood, BigGovernment.com. You guys have been wonderful, Andrew, about linking up conservative audio, finding your own great, doing your own investigations, but finding and linking up great conservative audio stuff from our show, which you're awesome about posting and cutting in cool ways, and thank you for doing that, by the way. And also for everything you've done.
You're called my morning shift. We wake up a few hours after you, and we need to play catch up.
And thank you for the big plug for Of the I Zing. We appreciated that as well.
Of course.
That's awesome. So if you
we are family.
Yeah, all my brothers and sisters and me. So, but this is your humor in Of the I Zing. This is your acerbic, satiric humor.
The humor I have to explain myself, or else people take me literally, and then I'm in big trouble.
Right, exactly. Okay, so here's what we know. We know the Obamas watched the World Cup soccer game after going to church. Mm-hmm. This is how Politico writes the story. Okay, first church, then a little soccer watching. The first family participated in Holy Communion before walking back to the White House to watch the big game. Now, first of all, I'm pretty sure they haven't gone to church since about Easter, something like that. I mean, when you're not a regular church goer, I guess it's news when you go to church. But it seems to me a lot of this is politically very convenient.
Like when the video was like on MTV back in the days, where it would say the title of the video, and it would say the artist, and then it would say the director. And the director here is William Daley. This is just direction. He is doing this. These are the things that Rahm Emanuel didn't do. He's like, it would never dawn on Rahm Emanuel for the Obamas to go to church, and Bill Daley's there for atmospherics.
Okay, so he knows the nitty gritty of how to message all of this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna begrudge him for playing the politician, but we got to see the real Obama during Rahm Emanuel.
Oh no, we miss Rahm. We're glad he's destroying Chicago now. Andrew Breitbart, thanks for coming by. It's great to see you as always. Keep up the fantastic work.
Thank you.
The author of Righteous Indignation on the Laura Ingraham Show.